The wonderful structure of this documentary is quite unique, isn't it, really? How did you decide that that was how you were going to structure it?
I interviewed Tonya Harding and I interviewed Jeff Gillooly. And nobody asked me to. I just did it myself. No one was paying me. And once I did, I found that their stories were so wildly contradictory that I thought, well, that's what I'll do. I'll put everybody's story up there and let the audience decide what's what. It just seemed like it was a really funny story. It was a really crazy story. It was a really tragic story. And it was true depending on whose point of view you believed, you know. And in terms of the structure of it, I just wanted to be very rebellious and wrong-headed because all of the characters were very wrong-headed and rebellious. So I wanted to include all those things that people say you can't do in a screenplay, like break the fourth wall. And at one point, Alison Janney's character criticizes the screenplay and complains that her storyline is disappearing, you know. And it doesn't make sense, and it is unconventional, but it works because it mirrors all of the main characters.
I mean, obviously, you're telling a story that happened in real life, so I imagine the responsibility of capturing the nuances of these people and not demonising them was incredibly important.
No, I never wanted to say anyone was the hero or anybody was the villain. I wanted to say these people were human, and their stories were told without any nuance at all. And so I just wanted to give them that because I felt like they were all reduced to a punchline, you know. And they're just human, like everybody else. You know.
Talking of punchlines, there is a lot of dark, dry humour in this, isn't it?
Yeah. But I felt like the story was really funny. I was very concerned about what they would think when it was over. Tonya, she saw it with her husband, and she said that she laughed and she cried and she liked some of it and she did not like some of it, mainly the stuff that came from Jeff's point of view. And when Jeff saw it, I was very concerned because he says he never hit her. You know, and in the movie, he says he doesn't hit her, but he also hits her because that's what she says happened. And he said he saw it, and he was like, "I loved it." He said, "I liked it way better than Hope Floats," which is another movie I wrote. I was like, "Me too."
And then you've got somebody as iconic as Margot Robbie, who is in front of screen and behind the screen producing it. What was that like?
It was amazing to watch her because she's very low maintenance, no fuss, and she, you know, so she would really just show up super prepared. She would modulate her voice depending on what age she was. She would modulate how sort of physically defensive she would be depending on what age she was. But we were a very independent, small-budgeted movie. We did not have a lot of money, so we did not shoot in order. And there were scenes where she was doing 4 different ages, and she would modulate everything. But she did it with such apparent ease. It could not be easy, and with no fuss that I didn't realize until I saw the whole movie. Like, holy cow, look what she's doing. And was a producer on the movie. She would do a scene with the Tonya Harding accent. They would say cut. She would talk about the music cues and this and that with her Australian accent. They would say, "We need you on set." She would go right back. No fuss. She's pretty amazing.
A real trooper.
Very, yeah. And her husband, who produced it, same. Workers, both of them.
And learning about figure skating, I imagine that was a completely new journey for you as well.
It was new, and I really don't know anything. I watched the footage and tried to describe it. You know, I could not tell you a triple sow cow from a triple axel.
Triple X.
No.
Just finally, what can audiences take away with them?
I think that they're going to get a really funny story, a really tragic story, a really true story that's just framed in a whole lot of crazy and told in hopefully a very unique way that's well acted and well directed.